It is the first home game of this new season. Anfield, as always, on day one, looking rather immaculate today. The ground staff have been dealing with the heat all summer. That has changed a little bit today. We are in store for a wet one, unfortunately. Andoni Iraola there leading his side here for the first time. And he's giving Victor Munoz a home debut today as he makes two changes to the 11 who started up at St James's Park against Newcastle last week. We are with you live until Liverpool against Nottingham Forest kicks off at 12:30. From then, we'll have live audio commentary of the full 90 minutes on LFC TV and All Red Video as well. Yeah, Phil Thompson and Jason McAteer are alongside me. Normal services resume weather-wise. Jason is on brolly duties, which he's absolutely delighted about, aren't you?
First of all, I want to talk about the word immaculate. I mean, yes. You are looking immaculate.
He looks very suave today, don't you?
Did I not get the memo?
I come to work.
Well, you're looking good as well.
Yeah,
always.
I know, but like shirt and tie. I mean, you've got a wedding to go to after this or something.
No.
A reception or something.
Shirt and tie all the time.
Shirt and tie. I mean, you look $1 million, Tomo.
Thank you.
Let's speak about the team, shall we? Should we talk about football?
Yeah.
Two changes to Newcastle last weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought maybe the boss might not make any changes today, but out go Rio Engamoa, Ryan Gravenberch, in come Alexis McAllister, and Victor Munoz gets his home debut, as I just said. What are your thoughts on that?
Understandable. I said last week, post-match, this is a work in progress. Manager's still trying to get his philosophy, obviously sort his formation out, his personnel, trying to test a couple of things. And you would look at me and think, well, we're into the season now, but he is a new manager, as are 8 other managers in this league. So they are still trying to find their feet and see where they're going. Ryan Gravenberch obviously was at fault for a couple of the goals last week. I don't want to single him out, but he knows he should have done better. Yeah, I just have, yeah. But I wouldn't say that's probably why he's been dropped. I think McAllister's probably ready to come in and start a game. And obviously, I said last week, Rio Engamoa, such an exciting player, but it didn't quite work for him on that right-hand side. And the subs, when they come on, Kumas and Munoz, they made an impact. So fair play. He's made his choice, and that's what we go with today.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a bit of solidity in the middle, a bit more aggression, if you want, from his holding too. I think with Ryan does like to sort of rush forward at times. He's never been a proper number 6, but it's worked for us. But I just think today, as Jason just said, I think he's having a look at having Dominic in there, having Alexis in there, to see if them as a 2, to give protection, because we did get caught on that break a few times. And I get it with Rio. I don't care, people will be going, the boy's talent, we want to see him in the side. You've got to manage his minutes at such a young age. And so Munoz coming in, I get it. And you'll always have Rio off the bench.
OK, let's get the full starting lineup, shall we? And the subs as well, with Peter McDowell.
Week for Andoni Iraola on the training ground. He's not going to be able to say that too many times this season, and he will probably be of a mind that it was a good point at Newcastle should they follow it up with 3 points here today. But he also knows that 6 losses here at Anfield last season is far too many. Any success will be built on this place being a bit of a building ground for them this year, and a bit of a fortress too. Makes 2 changes to the team that drew at Newcastle last week. It means that Victor Munoz comes into the side from the start in place of Rio Engamoa. Also a start for Alexis McAllister in place of Ryan Gravenberch. So let's give you the 11 in full then. Alisson Becker as ever in goal. Clean sheet away from 138 for him, and to move to 4th in the all-time list behind Clements, Grobbelaar and Pepe Reina. What is of more importance to him, I'm sure, is that they've leaked 11 in the last 5 games. That will be his biggest concern today. Van Dijk and Xhaka continue at the heart of Liverpool's defence. Milos Kerkez makes his 50th Liverpool appearance today. Florian Wirtz continues, as does Dominic Szoboszlai, who's had a hand in 11 goals in his last 16 games in Premier League football. Dominic Szoboszlai. And a note of also caution for Nottingham Forest in Alexander Isak as well, who's done so well against them in the past. 6 goals and an assist against Forest in his last 5 Premier League games. McAllister comes in, scored the winner 7 minutes into stoppage time, you'll remember, at the City Ground back in February. Gakpo, Victor Munoz and also Jeremy Frimpong continue for the 11 for Liverpool here this afternoon. So Mamardashvili, Endo, Tsimikas, Araujo, Gravenberch, Nioni, McConnell, Kumas and Rio Engamo, who turns 18 today. It's been 22 years since we failed to win our opening game of the season at Anfield, but beware, Forest have won on the last 2 occasions here at Anfield, and Liverpool haven't scored a goal.
Yeah, that is the starting 11 for this afternoon's game against Nottingham Forest. Now, a very happy birthday to Rio Engamo, who, as we say, will be disappointed not to start, Tomo, but you would imagine we'll see him at some point in that second half.
Happy birthday, Rio. You're on the bench. It's not a great birthday present, but listen, it's what it is. And you know, from probably more being involved in the game, Jason and myself, you know the boy needs to be managed. You've seen him, certainly with his fitness levels, which have got a lot better. He did really well in pre-season, got more minutes there, but he still needs to be managed. You don't want to see this young boy pick up because all the quick lads, you're looking at hamstring injuries. So yeah, you get it, but he's there to come off the bench. And as we see normally, he makes a big impact.
He does indeed, Jace. Let's speak about Victor Munoz, who will play that role before, if Rio does come on in this game. Just talk to us about what you've seen of him so far. He looks very exciting prospect. He's very quick. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
how much damage can he do today against Forest?
I mean, I've not checked, but I'm pretty sure he's probably played more professional minutes than Rio Engamo, so we're probably a little bit more advanced, older, obviously. Yeah, and from what we've seen him in pace, it's all about pace. He's quite direct. He played in the pre-season game. The one against Como, he played an hour in the morning and then came across to Anfield and got 15 minutes, didn't he, in the afternoon game, in the evening game. So he was exciting, yeah. It's a big ask for him, but he's been thrown in there. It's been vacated by Mohamed Salah, that area of the pitch. We know the manager likes to press. When we haven't got the ball, you still need pace to do it, to get up around defenders, to put them under pressure, and he's got that. But I like his directness. He came on, won the penalty against Newcastle last week, and I'm not just singling him out. I think Lewis Kumas really played well as well when he come on. I thought they both had an impact, and obviously the manager decided to go with him this weekend.
That is such a big thing, though, isn't it, in terms of game changers on the bench, Tomo? As Jason just said, we saw it last weekend. Both the subs came on, made an impact. We speak about Rio maybe hopefully doing the same if he is to come off the bench this afternoon.
You're on the bench. You're on the bench for a reason. Maybe he doesn't feel fitness-wise or anything as a starter. And what you've got to be is ready. You've got to be ready to come on when you're called upon. I always remember with Gerard Dooley, he used to have a right go at the substitutes if they weren't ready to come on and perform. So you've got to be of the right mentality. And we've seen the 2 lads last week were absolutely at it as soon as they come on. And that's what we were saying about Rio. If he's sort of going to be coming off the bench, you've got to be ready. Don't have a moan or cob on or anything like that. You've got to be ready to perform. And I think it's important that you get players like that who are going to come on.
The other thing, Tomo, it's completely different starting at 90 minutes than coming on for the last 20, 25 to try and make an impact. Listen, you're coming on at 25 minutes to go when, energy levels are depleted, teams may be on the back foot, you're coming on, all eyes are on you, it's exciting, you're getting a lot of the ball. So it's a completely different ask than starting the game. You've got to manage your game, haven't you, when you start? The pace of the game, who's doing what, how the fullback's going to play against you. Are they going to push up? Are you looking to get in behind? You've got to get a foothold in the game. Then you've got to make your first touch good. Your first pass has got to be good. The crowd are all up for it. It's completely different dynamics, isn't it?
And particularly in the first 6 weeks of the season, other teams, fullbacks will play 90 minutes for sides, but they get tired. And they're there and ready to be taken on. And as you see, Lewis Hall, who made the mistake? Yeah. And he's tired and he's just leaning and lunging, and that doesn't go well. So, obviously, the lads need to make an impact when they do come on.
OK, we're seeing the players arrive at Anfield, making their way to the dressing room. We are going to pause there to hear from the boss now on what is a massive day for him, of course, personally too.
It's definitely a special moment for me. To play your first Premier League game at Anfield, I think I already felt it in pre-season. So when the competition starts, for me, it's gonna be I will be thinking on the game and the things that I need to think, but I think it's gonna be emotional, and I think it has to be like this. It's a special place. I've had to fight a lot to arrive to this place, and I hope everything goes well and I can enjoy also the game.
What balance do you feel you need to find between that attacking threat that you obviously have and keeping things tighter at the back?
Yeah, that's the key. You said the balance, no? Because you don't want to lose this, the offensive side, the fluidity, the arrivals with numbers, but obviously we were punished the other day, no? Especially in the first goal. I think we don't do a proper lockdown. I think we've been definitely working on it. It's nothing new from like we've started this week. It's something that we always want to control, but there is a balance. We cannot go from one way where we send a lot of people forward to after, no, we keep everyone so we don't arrive with numbers, everything looks very stale, and I think it's a matter of identifying the situation. You cannot be with the joystick every time with the player. No, they smell. There are players that are very good at smelling. Okay, there is real danger. I can take the risk of going. Now I think I have to stay, and this is also the quality of the player, no, who takes those decisions.
Yeah, it's a big afternoon for the boss today, Tomo. He speaks there about the emotion of this occasion for him. He says, look, I've worked really hard to get to this position, and he will want to win over this crowd from the very first kick.
Well, that's nice to hear that way, isn't it? That I've worked very, very hard. And it doesn't come easy. You know, you go from being a player to a coach, and then you can work your way up to one of the big established clubs in the world. And that's what he will have wanted. You know, there's probably 10 of the finest clubs in the world that you would like to manage, and he's at that at relatively young age. To make sort of that impression on everybody, you got to win. And I'm sorry, but that is the name of the game. You've got to win more than you're losing, far more. And I think he realises that. And this is an expectant fan base.
Yeah.
And looking at him, talking to him, as I told you a little while ago, he's full of it. He knows the expectation. He's welcome to take it all on. I just think he's a very engaging man, and he's passionate. I think he's got a lot of passion for the game, and we'll see that from the touchline.
Completely different challenges to what he's faced, like Tomo said, certainly from being a player, obviously, but you know, the clubs he's managed, and that's not being disrespectful. It comes with different expectations, whether it's survival, whether it's trying to get into Europe, whether it's a cup. Tomo's right, this is an established, one of the best clubs in the world, one of the biggest clubs globally in the world. You have to manage completely different. It's a completely different challenge to what he's faced, and unfortunately, as you've seen with managers, they don't get time, do they? It's the nature of the beast, so you are learning on the job, but you've got to learn quick. The expectations here are high from this crowd, but the crowd aren't daft. They've lowered their expectations now because of a new manager, because we're in transition, because there's lots of new faces, and they'll take him along for the ride, but he's got to deliver, because it is all about winning at this football club.
Yeah, we seen it down a slot. In his first year, we didn't know what we were getting with him. We do know with Andoni Iraola. We've seen him at Bournemouth, but on a slot coming from Holland, we were unsure about him. He hit the ground running. We won the league in his first season. Why can't that be our new manager? There's nothing to say that he can't do that. And we're always full. I go into every season expecting us to win the league, and that's what we want. Everybody here will be exactly the same. So that's why it's such a tough job. But he's accepted it, and it's a big one for him.
You are the perfect person maybe to speak about having done that role for a little while, in the spotlight. How hard is it to kind of handle that? And as we are saying, it will be a step up from what he's used to, that level of pressure.
Tough. I only did it for 6 months, and it was in different circumstances. Yeah. But you've got to try and embrace it, and it's hard when Jason said the expectancy of what this fan base wants from you. And you just know you've just got to try and do your best. You've got to embrace it. You've got to enjoy that challenge. And you've got to be a certain kind of person to take it on. And hopefully, Andoni Iraola will feel that he has that potential to take this club forward.
I think because of the nature of the club and the size and the exposure it gets, and rightly so, but it comes with different questions. His press conferences are going to be different. The questions he's asked are going to be different. The egos he's going to have to manage in the dressing room, completely different environments. So he is learning, but I like his personality. He looks like he can embrace it. He looks like he can handle the challenge. He's calm. He's collected. Listen, we might be talking differently in 9 months' time about him when he's gone grey and it's like, you know, we're on the back of a 5-game losing streak.
Hopefully
maybe.
not.
Hopefully not. But, you know, he just looks like he's got a really good personality. His leadership skills look good. He looks like he's got good man management, and we like his style of play.
And I think his backroom staff, seeing them all work together on the pre-season tour, he has great sort of respect for them, great trust in them, and I think you have to work, and they seem good people, and they're the ones who's going to have to lean on through maybe bad times, and that's, you know, because it comes along, and it's great when you win and everybody's all happy, and it doesn't matter, you could have played absolutely garbage, but you win, and it's you need some honesty from your staff, and I think he's got good people behind him.
A lot of the expectation obviously comes from the supporters, Jason, but we're speaking about as well the expectation from within the dressing room. Tomo's speaking about his staff, but what about the players? You've obviously been a player when managerial changes has taken place. What reassurance almost are you looking for, and what guidance from a new boss?
I think with the squad that he's got now and his playing personnel, you know, there's only a handful of players in that dressing room, maybe not even that now, that have been part of that winning culture that was built by not the previous manager, but the one before, Jurgen Klopp, where we had so much success. When you get so much success in that culture, you know, everything takes care of itself. The players know what is expected of them. They know what they need to do. They know how to live, how to eat, how to breathe, how to play football. They go onto the pitch and they perform at the highest level, and it ticks along nicely, and you win trophies, and it becomes part of the culture of the football club. Tomo had it when he was here with his team. And that can easily be eroded away, you know, whether different managers come in. Yeah, he won the league, but he wanted to change a few things around. We lost a lot of players within that winning culture of the dressing room that went. You know, new players have come in, they've got to learn the ropes, they've got to learn what that culture's all about. That's where we are, that's what transition is. You know, we've had another transfer window, there's possibly another couple of players to come in. You know, but the players that have come in are still relatively fresh to winning things. They don't really know what it's all about. I think the thing with Iraola is he's going into that environment to create it himself. It's all about him and his philosophy, and can he create that winning culture. He has got Alisson, he has got Virgil van Dijk, who are still around and know what it takes to win. So they will be allies for him. But like Tomo said, his backroom staff, you know, they've got to be honest with him. When it's not going well, you know, he's got to listen to them. When it's going well, everything takes care of itself.
It's been a very difficult 15 months for a lot of these players. 15, 16 months, seen a lot of changes. You know, what happened, which we cannot forget about Diogo, what happened there with his brother. That starting off last season, that not a lot of people give Arne Slot any slack because of that. Nobody could have seen that coming. There's a lot of personnel changes as well that had happened just prior to that. That's seen a massive upheaval. And Jace just touched on it about Virgil and Ali, and I was waiting for any more names. And I think that's where now there isn't. We haven't got that. And I think that's where our new manager has got to shape not just his side on the footballing, but as personnel. People in the dressing room have got to give him a hand.
Okay, thanks both. We are now going to look back at last weekend and at late point one up at St James's Park.
It's an incredible sight that welcomes the new football season in for Newcastle United and Liverpool. It's the start of a whole new era for Liverpool Football Club, the era of Andoni Iraola. And Newcastle potentially can break here. This is Osula, and Elang has made the break. Newcastle have opened Liverpool up and they've scored. It's Florian Wirtz! And that's a really good save by Lukas Hornicek. Oh, it's a brilliant effort. That's another good ball for Gakpo. Good strike, yes! Yes for Liverpool! Here comes Visa. Has support outside it. Oh, he's got the break as well, surely not. Liverpool have been knocked twice. That's long. Van Dijk with the jump. Munoz gathers the ball and goes down. Liverpool think it's a penalty. It is a Liverpool penalty. And the pressure is on Dominic Szoboszlai, who responds incredibly well.
Yeah, Liverpool salvaging a late point, and who knows come the end of the season, Tomo, how important that point could be. But just to pick up on something that the boss said in his press conference about the style of play and knowing when to go and when to stay back, and that's something that's been spoken about a lot this week.
Well, let's just flip back to the Jurgen days of the players. Everybody knew to a T what was supposed to happen. It's one of the big things that people come to learn what sort of Bobby Firmino was all about. It wasn't just, he was the main one who started the press, but he's the one who knew when to stay back and to hold his line. And it's not sort of, you look at it and it's not just pressing for pressing's sake. It's how you do it, Becky. That's what people have to understand. You don't just want people running, chasing at defenders at the wrong time, and then the ball gets passed through them. So everybody has to understand it. Probably to pick on Darwin Núñez, which I will, he just didn't understand that. And you have players who are like that, who don't understand the press. So the boss will be looking to see who can do it, and what are the starting points. So it's not just pressing, it's how and when you actually do that. And we need to get that off to a T.
There's only so much, you know, a manager can do from the sidelines. There's only so much you can do on the training pitch. Sometimes you've got to manage the game yourself. You've got to see the danger. We all like attacking. You know, I made the point last week. You know, I was forever on the front foot, even though I had defensive duties, and sometimes I would forget. And it would be Tomo or Ronnie Moran or Sammy Lee whistling, you know, because I'd be close to them on that side of the pitch. Stay. And all of a sudden you put the brakes on, you want to go, and then you look around and you realise you've left a 2-on-2 at the back, and it's like, you're wrapped up in the game. But that just comes from experience. But the disappointing thing for me in that midfield is there's bags of experience. It's like, you know, they should have stopped the second goal on the halfway line. It's like, take a foul, bring him down. That's game management, that's player management. You know, Ryan on the edge of the box, it opens up, pull the trigger, he decides to be cute and goes across, we got caught in the break. But that's not to say he's totally to blame. We left a 2-on-2, the fullbacks were pushed too far up the pitch. You know, you've got to, even though we've got the ball and we're in possession, you've got to have a feeling of, you know, where's the danger? If this breaks down, do I stay? Do I tuck in? Do I create a 3-on-2 at the back? Just a little bit of safety. I don't always need to go. You're looking at the other fullback on the other side of the pitch, and he's high up, so I'll stay. So, you know, that will come, and it'll come on the training ground. But that was what was disappointing last week.
Coming from now, Jason's giving you a sort of perspective of playing right side, either midfield or fullback. As a centre back, when you play, you have to be organised when you're attacking.
You see the whole picture,
now,
don't
people
you?
might be going, but that's thinking defensively. No, you have to do that. I would be that organiser. Me and Hansen, I would have somebody sitting right in front of, right in the middle. I would have somebody, so you'd have a little arch around that penalty box so that they didn't get out. Now, you can be thinking, oh, no, that's not the way. No, it is, because you're putting a stranglehold on teams. He just put it in a nutshell. Ryan loses it on the edge of the box. He's a holding midfield player. Who was covering for him?
Yeah.
We're not. And I think that is a big thing. Tactically, people have to understand you have to have a sort of them by the throat and not let them out. And we have been too easy to play against in the last 12 months.
Okay, there were some positives as well up at St James's Park. In terms of the attacking threat, he did promise entertaining football, Jason. There was 27 shots, not all of them on target, but still 27 shots. And that is a very rare stat away from home in the Premier League.
Yeah, good and bad, because for that amount of, you know, attempts, you would like to see a bit more return on the goal sheet. And unfortunately, you know, we didn't, and we got punished a couple of times, and we were lucky enough to get a penalty in the 99th minute, and, you know, Dominic steps up and, you know, gets us a point. I would say overall deservedly a point, but from attacking point of view, you know, you like to think one day, you know, out of them, what was it, 26 did you say? 27 attempts, you know, we might score 4 or 5, you know, and be out of sight. You know, that's the good thing, that we were knocking on the door, and like you say, there was some good positive things. The press was really good. We won it high up the pitch. As you can see there, bodies in and around the box in case it comes out. We pick it up again on the edge of the box. We're going. We've got players running. We've got movement. And again, unfortunately, we just can't finish off attempts like that. We've just seen it.
Go on,
it's
Tommy.
all not bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great performance. We're not trying to sort of flannel people, but there was a lot there to have so many chances. It's still Newcastle away, still high on sort of adrenaline because of the Kevin Keegan thing, as both sides should have been. But Newcastle, as we've seen now, are a tough opposition. So to come away, I know it was late on getting a penalty, but we had a lot of attempts, we had a lot of chances, and that's away from home in the first game of the season.
Yeah, looking at some of those chances, as we say, not many of them are massive opportunities really, but Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak are involved in a lot of those, Jace. Their link up, but didn't quite gel last weekend, but is going to be so critical throughout the course of
I think the
season.
frustration with the two players you've just mentioned, Isak and Wirtz, is we've seen him in the past, whether it's Newcastle with Isak and the numbers he's posted and his performances, and his experience now. Newcastle is a big club to play for. High expectations, big demanding crowd. He's played in the Champions League, obviously plays for his country. So we've seen what he can deliver. I think for Wirtz as well, going through that Leverkusen season unbeaten. His performances for Germany at times, the creativity he's got, the flashes that we see. I just think we want more. But they've got more to give. They've got to be clinical. Wirtz has got to show up a bit more in a game. He's got to show more consistency within the 90 minutes. Isak's got to start finding the back of the net now. The expenditure on the two players was enormous. They're starting to face criticism now. The best way you can shut the knockers or the criticism up is you score your goals or you create your opportunities. The returns haven't been as what they should be. So we're hoping for an upturn in their performances. But listen, they know the expectations now. They've been here this season. They know what the demands are. So, and they've got a manager as well that's changed philosophy, changed tactics. I'm sure it will come with the pair of them.
Absolutely. Okay, just under 50 minutes to go before kick-off. I cannot imagine there is anyone more excited right now in Anfield than our very own Steve Hunter. Steve, the first home game of the season, it's always a very special one.
Thank you very much, Becky. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, there's a real air of excitement, isn't there? There always is to be at Anfield, even if it's a little friendly game here. But this being the first Premier League game of the new season, Andoni Iraiola's first Premier League game in charge at Anfield for Liverpool. He's managed here in friendlies. This is a bit more special than that. The atmosphere, you can imagine, is going to be brilliant. I know it's a 12:30 kick-off, but I think the atmosphere really going to be good today. I'm looking forward to this one. Nottingham Forest obviously have had the better of Liverpool the past two seasons, winning both games. But this is a different era. It's a different head coach in charge, new ideas, and hopefully the Reds can do the business today. Right then, we thought we'd have a little look back at the archives for you here, and going back to the first Liverpool game at the start of a brand new season. And we're going to head back now 20 years ago, would you believe? This was August 2006, and Daniel Agger, remember this incredible goal against West Ham United? Bobby Zamora had actually given West Ham an early lead in this game, but just before half-time, that rocket, that wonderful left foot from the Dane, Daniel Agger. Crouchy got the winner, and the rest, as they say, is history. So hopefully another victory as far as Liverpool here are concerned. That's one of my favourite Liverpool goals scored on the opening day of a new Premier League season at Anfield. Liverpool against Forest, hopefully a winning start to the Premier League era for Andoni Iraola at Anfield. Come on the Reds. Becky, it's all yours.
He is 10 out of 10 excited, isn't he, Schultz?
I need a pint of his enthusiasm, I tell you.
We all do, right. Obviously, you saw a goal from Daniel Agger there, scored a very famous goal as well in a Champions League semi-final, which leads us very nicely, Tomo, into speaking about the Champions League draw. What are your thoughts?
Well, I can remember, let's hark back sort of last year, and it was a little bit of a tricky draw that we got, and you were worried. And to see our draw that's come out, it's quite favourable. You have to say that. You look at a couple of the other groups and you go, ooh, wow. Yeah. That one, didn't want to have that one away from home. We got Atletico Madrid, but we got it at home. So the other ones you go in, you're looking at it and you think, yeah, Inter Milan's a difficult one, but we've seen in the past, we've been there to the San Siro, we've seen and we can handle it. And all the other ones will take care of them. Going back to Bruges will be interesting, sort of them. They come back from the 70s, probably one of our arch rivals back in the day. But there's a lot of good trips there, and there's a lot of nice ones. So we're in good company there.
Yeah, to run them through in their entirety, as you can see there, the home meetings are with Atletico Madrid, Porto, Villarreal and Lens, and then away the Reds go to Bruges, Fenerbahce, Lask and Inter, which is at the Curtis Jones derby, Jason.
I was just about to say, right, I didn't see the draw as it happened. I just caught up on the teams that we got. And when I went through it, the first thing that came into my head was Curtis Jones.
It's just
I
fate,
thought
isn't
football
it?
is like, I mean, you said it about, you know, the sad passing of Kevin, how like first game of the season it was Liverpool and Newcastle. It's sometimes football, the gods, what they do is unbelievable. And Curtis obviously, you know, gets to play against Liverpool, and I'm sure he'll have the bit between his teeth to say to the manager, you've made a mistake, we all do it. But Tomo's right, it's a favourable draw considering what some of the other British clubs got, the English clubs got. And it's a draw you would look at and think with the opposition, Liverpool should finish in that. Is it top 8 or top 10?
Top
now,
8.
Top 8,
yeah.
in the top 8. So yeah, a couple of unknowns. Fenerbahce, obviously not known. Lask as well, they've obviously beaten Celtic. You know, they can prove tricky. But yeah, I would like to think Liverpool would finish in that top 8, considering the opposition.
Yeah, we obviously wish Curtis all the best in his future endeavours, but you can imagine maybe not for that game, Tomo. He will be fired up for that one.
Oh, we will be fired up. It'll be sort of quite emotional for him to play against Liverpool for the very first time. But it happens in the game. You know, Jason's moved on. I had to move on after many years. Sorry, Jason. But it comes to everybody at different times of your career. So he'll know that, and he won't be going into that game thinking, I really hope Liverpool win. No, he'll be wanting to beat us, and you can guarantee that.
It will be an interesting one. Right, Peter McDowell, while we've been chatting, has been catching up with one of the funniest men on Merseyside, apart from you, of course. It is John Bishop.
We're taking shelter a little bit from the rain, but John Bishop is with us. This is your favourite place in the world, isn't it?
Yeah,
Anfield Matchday.
Standing in the tunnel, thinking, go on, just let us get
Really?
on. Just give us a go.
You've done it though, for real.
I have played a couple of times here, and it's brilliant. Even though I've only played when I shouldn't be playing, you know, I was in my 40s and I only got on because I was on telly and all that stuff. You think I'd have been great in my 20s.
Another one who slipped through the net.
I'm just itching. I'm itching to get on. It's great, isn't it? It's great. And first home game, it's always that little buzz in there.
Optimism. You're doing Kip on the Cop again. This will be your third. It's the 4th year that it's happening. It's something you believe in so passionately, isn't it? And you couldn't wait to get on it again this year.
I've committed to doing it because I think it's a brilliant thing. Like, if you're a supporter, to get a chance to like sleep on the Cop there's so much romance behind that. But the reason that it's happening, you know, it's an opportunity to get a small snippet of understanding the experience of sleeping rough. Because basically, it's limited to 500 people. It's all very well managed, but you turn up with your sleeping bag. You're given a cardboard box. You roll the cardboard box out, and that's what you sleep on. And there's so many people having to do that across this region, across this country, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong, and you can't fix it all quickly, but what you can do is give some sense of empathy and be involved in something like this that gives everybody an opportunity to go, wow, I wouldn't want to do that again. And then once you've done that, you want to get committed to try and sort it.
It's not just about sleeping rough either, is it? And it's something, again, that you believe in so passionately. It gives you a bit of a window into their life, but it's not just about how they sleep, it's about how they live.
It's the whole life. Like last year that we did it, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you get a cup of tea, and then as there was a lady there who was doing it as well, and she said, oh my God, imagine thinking, you've got to do that again tonight. We do, it's a great experience, you're sleeping on the Cop, and it's a fun experience, a good community atmosphere, and we all have a bit of a laugh. But when the lights go down, the lights go off, and you're sleeping on the floor. And it really does bring it home to you. And homelessness across this country is not just about sleeping rough. It's also about not having a home. There's so many families moving between hostels and so on. And so what the Liverpool Foundation do is that they support local charities. And I'm a patron of Liverpool Homeless Football, which has been working since 2007, I think it is. We've been working with homeless people around Liverpool and getting them engaged through football and giving them some purpose and something to hang on to in those long days when there's nowhere to go and you're in and out of hostels.
What's the experience that sticks with you most then? Because loads of the ex-players get involved in it. There's comedians like yourself that do it too.
Sammy Lee's always there. Chrissy Rock turned up last year. I tell you what, my experience is some people snore loud. You think the cops have got a roar. You wait till there's some fella who's a little bit overweight snoring at 2 o'clock in the morning who you don't know, and everyone's going, someone have a word. Someone give him a kick.
You think about the design of the cop, though. It's probably
it's
done
made,
deliberately,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's made to amplify the noise, so you're there thinking, who brought the bleeding rhino in? So there's that, but it's also, you know what it is? It's that sense of, I don't know, there's just a good atmosphere about it. And as I say, we want people to sign up because for health and safety reasons and stuff, we can only have 500 people doing it. Yeah. So, you know, the cop sits 12,000, but there's 500 people get this unique opportunity to sleep on it. We want them to sign up. If they can, we want them to raise some money. But the main thing we want it full. We want it full as much as we can with the people we can get on there.
Just before we finish, I know you love coming here with your dad and your brother. It's a big day out, and your sister as well, isn't it? What's next for you? We've seen you on motorbikes, we've seen you making films. Is it back to the roots, the stuff that you love now, you and a microphone?
Yeah, no, I'm doing some gigs. I'm over in New York, Boston and Canada in October, and then I've got a new UK tour in April, May next year. So I'm working on that. Back in the pubs, rooms above pubs, doing gigs again. It's great.
Great stuff. What are you expecting today from the Reds?
Listen, I thought last week was a hard start. I think there's still some work to be done. We can see that, but also, to be fair, Forest didn't have a good start, and you've got to think we get a good win at home under your belt. It just lifts everybody, doesn't it?
I know it's awkward weather for the weather, whether it's coat weather or not, but this is perfect weather for football, isn't it?
It is.
Bit of rain.
It is.
Not too hot.
Not good weather to be homeless, but thanks for raising that. No, it is. You know, this is one of those days where you want to play. It's a little bit wet in the grass. It's cooled down a little bit, and I think we'll start seeing what we've got. You know, we haven't seen the best of some of the players that we've signed, and I think this has got to be the season that they make a turn.
26th of September is the date. If you are free and you'd like to sleep alongside John Bishop, and raise some money for charities as well. See what I did there? And you can do it. Simple search online.
We sleep with 500 others.
And Sammy Lee's going to be there as well.
That's
is he a snorer?
You know what? I don't think Sammy was making the noise. We don't know who made the noise. That's the problem. We don't know who to blame because no one wants to go around. You don't want to walk around in your sleeping bag.
Is that you?
Looking for somebody.
Great to see you, John, as always. The 26th of September, like we say, a simple search online, and you can fill in the form, and hopefully you can be there alongside John Bishop and all of the former Reds too. Back to you, pitchside.
Oh, I said you were jointly Merseyside's funniest men. I think he might just put you to the post, Jason.
Peter McDowell. Hilarious. Who's the other fella he was with?
It's John Bishop, as as you well know. Kip on the cop. Listen, we might have a volunteer in our midst here. He fancies it. No, it was you.
Don't come dressed like that to Kip on the cop. You'll crease that suit.
I've already had to decline.
Oh, right.
I was asked already.
What you got on? A wedding reception?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I believe that you are interested. Yes, you did say to me off air that you think you might go.
Jess from Foundation, who does an amazing job with the team, and you know the guys at the Foundation do a brilliant job. Well, I don't know, do I? Because I'm asleep.
Keep everybody awake all night.
Apparently, do you know who the worst snorer is? Paul Aldridge, John Aldridge's son. The worst snorer in the world. If he's doing it, I'm not doing it. Jess asked me before, and I did say, listen, if I'm around, I will come and do it.
The rousing reception, we should say, is because the team are out. It's not for Jason, everyone. It is because the team have just emerged out of the tunnel.
Before we go on, Becky,
I thought they were clapping my...
No, Paul Aldridge.
Yeah?
Snorer.
Oh,
how have you got in his company and snoring?
That's a very good question, actually, and I should have picked
because
up on
I support John Aldridge's charity golf in Portugal, and so did his son.
Oh, okay.
But John kindly puts us up in his place in Portugal. But unfortunately, I get the short straw and have to sleep.
Right.
It's,
well, I'm glad you explained
separate beds, but with Paul Aldridge in the bedroom, and he snores terrible.
I'm being told we have to move on from this scintillating
Well,
chat.
he did ask me. Anyway, yes, Kip on the cop.
Right, Kip on the cop. If you want to join maybe Jason to Kip on the cop September, then code TAKE25LFC actually gives you a discount. Head to the website. It is liverpoolfc.com/Kip on the Kop for more details. Okay, we are about to leave those of you watching on social media now, but do check out video.liverpoolfc.com if you do want to stay with us on All Red Video and LFC TV as well. Coming up in the rest of our pre-match show, we will hear from both head coaches. Virgil van Dijk will give us his thoughts too on this brand new season. And as you've heard, Steve and Nigel Spatman will be your commentators for the live audio stream. We will be here pitch side with the reaction at full time. That one is also available for you as a podcast after every game. And you can watch the full match on LFC TV from 6 on Sunday. And as ever, Neil Mellor will have the in-depth analysis on Monday at 6 o'clock in the review show.